But it is a good night to have you along. Still in the 80s, from what I can tell from looking at the forecast and the latest radar information. And in fact, it's in downtown Chattanooga, it's saying 89 degrees. So it's still in the 80s, and hopefully it will cool down here later on tonight and be a little bit more bearable to deal with. And I guess we're supposed to get some more reasonable temperatures here in the next week or so by the middle of next week. But just have to check it out with Patrick Core when he gets you updated with all your weather forecast here on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM. And, of course, at 95.3 FM HD4. So, see that Silverdale hired John Massey as its new head baseball coach. He led Ottawa girls softball to 3 state appearances, and that was just announced this afternoon. He accepted a position as the Seahawks head baseball and comes from coaching the Lady Owl softball program to a 180-45 record over 5 years. Very impressive, including 3 appearances and 2 third-place finishes in the TSSAA state tournament. He also coached the Owls baseball team for 5 seasons and had a 79-46 record with a then school record 35 wins that he was able to amass against 6 losses and was ranked 6th in the state. He also served as an assistant baseball coach at Cleveland State Community College, and he will also teach in Silverdale's instructional support department. He taught special ed during his 17 years at Ottawa. Coaching breakdown was 5 years with softball, 7 in baseball, and 13 with the football program. He was the freshman football coach. Massey had a 92-28 record in 3 of his teams, posted undefeated records in 2006, 2008, and 2015. From 2014 to this school year here, the Lady Owl softball team posted records of 28-11, 40-10, 41-6, 33-10, and 38-8. So very impressive coaching resume. He attended Ottawa High School, signed with Tennessee to play baseball under Coach John Whited, played 2 seasons with the Vols, and finished his athletic career at Birmingham Southern, earning his Bachelor of Science in Sociology at Tennessee Chattanooga before completing his Master of Education in Special Education at Lee University. Massey is married to Stephanie and members of Silverdale Baptist Church and are active at the North Ottawa campus. So congratulations to John Massey getting that big gig, and we wish him the best success out there possible. 423-800-8949 is the phone number to call here on the Locker Room Show with Sam Jordan. Keon Rose will be on a little bit later on. We'll talk a little bit about the Chattanooga Football Club playoff match that they've got going on here. They're getting ready to kick off with that around 7:30, and we'll talk about the implications and what it could result in CFC's favor. It's their last year as an amateur program. Next year, they become a pro team and will be taking on a little bit stiffer competition, but they've been an amateur team for this is being their 10th year of existence, and they're finally going to be graduating up to that next step in becoming a pro team. So we wish them well. The women's team has actually been doing good. And Keon can give us a little bit of insight on that and where they stand as well. 423-800-8949 is the phone number to call here with Nooga Radio and the Locker Room Show. Also, in the news, former Cleveland State's Trey Vanderpool will be appearing in the Sun Belt All-Star Game. He's the former Chattanooga State Community College baseball player, or rather Cleveland State Community College baseball player, and has been selected to the 2018 Southeast Collegiate Prospect Showcase in the Sun Belt League located in Atlanta, Georgia. College recruiters and professional scouts from all over the Southeast will be traveling to this event to get an idea on the upcoming talent that could be coming out of these colleges. The event was expanded to a 5-team showcase and will continue in that form this year. All-star teams representing the Sun Belt League include Florida Collegiate Summer League, Valley League, the Cal Ripken League, and the Southern Collegiate Baseball League. They'll be competing against one another beginning on Monday and also going into Tuesday at Wingate University in Wingate, North Carolina. Vanderpool, who's from Trevecca Nazarene in the Sun Belt League, will be playing in the event with the chance to showcase his skills at the plate and on the field as well. So quite a few individuals that are going to be getting a little bit of attention. Jordan Howard from Lee University, an infielder, will be participating in that as well, along with Mercer University, Taylor Locious, who competes against UTC in the regular season, and many others from around the region. From Talladega, also Georgia Tech, Georgia Gwinnett College, Augusta State University, Georgia College, St. John's River, amongst others. So it's good to see that we got a Cleveland State and a former Cleveland State player and also a current Lee University player that will be getting showcased with this event beginning this coming week. Also coming up this week, we've got the Southeast Conference Media Days going on, and it'll be held over 4 days down in Atlanta. We're going to try to give you all kinds of updated reports on the different days. Tuesday and Wednesday are the big days with some of the big dogs, including Tennessee, and we'll try to give you that insight from the various interviews that will be going on as well, and we'll try to have that for you here between the Locker Room Show and also with the Clutch with Keon Rose. And I'm sure that our good buddy Nick LaFew will be touching upon that probably as well, if not this Saturday, but also next Saturday as well. Nick LaFew, you can hear him with the Breakfast Blitz every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. as well, right here on Nooga Radio. All right. NASCAR is in swing this weekend. They are going to be, let me take a look here real quick at the, let's see, Quaker State 400 at Kentucky. So we'll have that coverage for you beginning at 6:30 this Saturday night through the facilities of the Performance Racing Network. And, Kentucky's kind of a little bit of a not really a break, but I mean, when you look at the schedule, because they were just down in Daytona. This is the second half of the schedule, and so they kind of swing through some of the tracks that only get the one race a year. Sometimes there's a couple that get two, but for the most part, Kentucky and New Hampshire only get the one race, and then after that, then they get into the old tracks with Pocono, Watkins Glen, Michigan, Bristol, Darlington, and then the Indianapolis with the Brickyard 400. And, of course, if you can't make it to any of the races, you can always listen to it right here on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM. And, of course, at NoogaRadio.com, we have the Nooga Radio app where you can listen to the station, check out the various things that we have going on as well. So, let's see here. Let me switch over here to this mic and back this down a little bit. But we've got more NASCAR information for you out there that will get you updated as soon as I make the switch over here to get you up to date with all the latest. Let's do that with Susie Armstrong and the world of racing here on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM.
Can NASCAR's young stars measure up to fan expectations? Bubba Wallace sounds off next.
It's not all on us.
I'm Susie Armstrong, and this is The World of Racing.
In a sport driven by acceleration, we're shifting gears to do more to help preserve our environment, driving the sport towards greater reforestation efforts, speeding up our recycling programs, racing greener with Sunoco Green E15, a cleaner blended biofuel. Because if we all shift gears to help the environment, we can keep racing for so much longer. To learn more about how NASCAR is shifting towards a greener future, visit nascar.com/green today.
Driver safety is the #1 priority in racing. It's also the #1 priority in trucking. The Detroit Assurance Suite of safety systems helps to protect drivers, their trucks, and other motorists by helping to mitigate the severity of collisions. Active brake assist, adaptive cruise control, and lane departure warning, all bringing a new level of safety and protection to the road. Don't just want better business solutions, demand them. Learn more at demanddetroit.com.
NASCAR tends to highlight new young stars like Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Eric Jones, and Bubba Wallace, which certainly puts intense focus on the crop of up-and-comers. Although the 4 drivers just mentioned have collectively captured only 2 Career Cup victories, Wallace believes comparing young stars to big team veterans is like matching apples and oranges.
From a fan's point of view, this guy's 22nd in the points, hasn't won anything, finished second Daytona 500, is getting promoted the hell out of, and hasn't done anything. I guess they think we're all going 200 mile an hour, which is true. My car handles way worse than Harvick or Kyle's car. So there's the differences in what the sport needs to illustrate to the fans better.
I'm Susie Armstrong, and this is The World of Racing on the Motor Racing Network.
Thank you very much, Susie. And you can catch all your NASCAR action, like we said, right here on Nougat Radio 92.7 Saturday night at 6:30 with the Quaker State 400. That will be going on at Kentucky Speedway. Also wanted to let you know that Cleveland State's men's and women's golf teams will be holding tryouts for the upcoming season. It'll take place on Tuesday, July 24th, a week from this coming Tuesday at 11 a.m. at the Chautauqua Valley Golf Course. If you're interested in being a part of that, trying out, call head coach Miles Mosley at 423-322-2818. It's if you're interested in the men's or women's golf teams. Cleveland State will be holding those tryouts on Tuesday, July 24th at 11 a.m. at Chautauqua Valley Golf Course. All right. Don't forget, coming up here later on, we'll have 2 millennials talking. Keanu Rose and Russell Stroud will be bringing you all that millennial speak coming your way here right after the news at 8 o'clock here on Nougat Radio 92.7 FM. All right, you can always call us up if you'd like to talk sports at 423-800-8949, 423-800-8949. And it was really an interesting show last night. We got to talk to a couple of different individuals. The first segment, we were talking with a youngster by the name of Cash Daniels. And Cash Daniels is only 8 years old. And he's got a mission, and he is wanting to try to help clean up our waterways. And, believe it or not, there are lots of garbage and a lot of plastic that gets left behind, thrown on the ground or whatever. It's not just plastic, paper, you name it, all kinds of different items. And this young man is trying to make a difference in our world. And if we could take that example and that lead and follow through with what he is trying to do, we would have a very awesome place here on Earth, and especially here in the Tennessee Valley. And he's done a couple of riverways cleanup, and he'd like to try to do one once a month. But he's got his own Facebook page called The Conservation Kid. So, punch that in, check it out. If you can donate, if you can't give of your time when they have the different events where they're trying to clean up the waterways, maybe you can donate some money to where they can get supplies, whether it be grabbers that you would use for picking up trash, gloves, garbage bags, you name it. It could be very useful. So the Conservation Kid is the Facebook page where you can go to and help this young man make a difference here in the Tennessee Valley. And then during our second segment we had last night, I know that this would be something that you would normally hear on a different type of show. But, being a former EMT for a number of years up in Pennsylvania, I thought, well, we've got a lot of people out there that, will have a heart attack or have some sort of medical emergency while they're out doing sporting events. And we thought that with our guests that we had in our second segment last night could actually make a difference. And the CPR wrap is a new invention that has came out. A local lady, Felicia, I just had her card here just a second. Felicia Jackson from the CPRwrap.com. She's been a nurse for years. And, not everybody wants to take the time to get CPR certified. It doesn't take that much. And, once you get that certification, you can use it anywhere. And whether it's through the Red Cross or the American Heart Association, a lot of different organizations out there that provide that certification for people. And I've actually been a CPR instructor and an advanced first aid instructor and been a Red Cross board member up north. But I'm telling you what, this CPR wrap, you lay it right as it's designed to on the body. And it actually has a place where you can blow into to give the breaths that is needed. It's a 15-to-1 count, 15 compressions to 1 breath, and just keep doing that routine. And I've actually been able to resuscitate a lot of people. And it gives you a good feeling. You're not always looking to do that good deed per se, not all the time, but when you're able to bring somebody back to life after being unconscious or not breathing, or if they've been choking, it does give you a good feel-good type of a situation. And I really think Felicia has got something that could make a big difference. And, you can get them through Walmart.com. You can also go to CPRwrap.com, and eventually it'll be available in stores nationwide. And I really think that, it is something that is worthy of having to offer our many listeners that's out there. So if you get an opportunity, check it out at CPRwrap.com. Coming up here after the break, we'll get you updated with the latest in Chattanooga news with Russ and Val. And then we'll be back for another segment of the Locker Room Show here on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM. Keanu Rose, Austin Stroud coming your way after the news at 8 with the Millennials Talking. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Traffic, news, and information. Nooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Chattanooga police say Willie J. Kalakua was shot on Talley Road and he doesn't know who did it. This happened yesterday on the 700 block of Talley Road. If you know anything, you can give an anonymous tip to the police. Early voting is approaching fast, but is your vote safe from cyber attacks? Hamilton County election commissioners are taking those extra steps to make sure you're protected. The new Elections Infrastructure Information Sharing and Analysis Center allows them to go in and patch those vulnerabilities so that bad guys or malicious actors cannot take advantage of those vulnerabilities in the system. City Councilwoman Demetris Coonrod calling for a change in police culture in Chattanooga, saying the current culture is aggressive and unnecessary. This is spurred by 2 separate incidents in which women were shown pulled from their vehicles by Chattanooga police officers. Police Chief Roddy says he's open to dialogue. Val St. John for Nooga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News now.
Hi, David Toulis. I made the move, and I hope you will too. David Toulis, Nooga Radio, 1 o'clock every weekday afternoon, 1 till 3 here at Nooga Radio.
92.7 Chattanooga weather.
Becoming fair out there through your nighttime. Warm, muggy, overnight lows into the lower 70s with some patchy late fog. For Friday, not much change. Hot and humid, highs near 92. Any spotty showers, mainly from Chattanooga southward, with a few more isolated showers and storms for the weekend. Looking for a new career? Georgia Northwestern Technical College is where you need to be, featuring over 200 programs. Get focused. Get hired. Fall admissions deadline is July 31st. Visit gntc.edu. And I'm Soren G. 12 call sheet meteorologist Badger 4.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
I got my business up and running, and it's already expanding. I got lucky. Lucky because I found Signal Voice and Data. Signal Voice and Data can incorporate all of my business information sharing and communications seamlessly, keep my costs down, and let me work more productively with endless connectivity no matter where I might be. That's called working smart, not hard. Go to signalvoicetn.com and bring the future of communication to your business today. signalvoicetn.com.
Hey, dude, check this out. Have you ever seen one so big?
Whoa, look at the size of that.
It was a little itty bitty one.
Wow, that's really small.
They have them big, small, and everything in between. You'll always find the biggest variety of knives at the knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa. We're talking about over 40 brands of knives, including Benchmade, WR Case & Sons, Booker, and all the Frost Cutlery brands. Now, Sam, you've been to the cutlery shop. Is it amazing?
Spectacular. The knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa. They have knives, swords, kitchen knives, ammo, and reloading supplies, plus survival gear.
It's the knife shop at Frost Cutlery. Open 7 days a week. Hey, girls, you're going to love this. We're going to the knife shop.
Hey, let's not tell them they have ammo and loading supplies.
The knife shop at Frost Cutlery opens 7 days a week. You'll always find the biggest variety of knives. You're going to love the knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa. The knife shop.
And tell them David Toulis sent you.
Nuga Radio.
Roar into Talladega.
Hello? Who am I speaking with? Eric, you're our winner. Really?
You'll receive tickets for all 3 races between the Camping World Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and the Monster Energy Cup races.
Holy cow.
In addition, you'll receive a 2-night stay at the Microtel Hotel and restaurant accommodations at 2 area restaurants.
Nuga Radio.
Roar into Talladega.
Nuga Radio
92.7.
Your NASCAR racing station. Nuga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
Do you hear that? That, my friend, is not what you're thinking. That is the new 2018 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse. Yeah, Indian. Indian motorcycle is more than a bike. It's an experience, an American icon. And Indian Motorcycle of Chattanooga is the only place you'll find their new 2018 line. Are you ready to ride? Join the club. Go to Indian Motorcycle of Chattanooga. Just look for the sign, 153 and Amnicola. Indian Motorcycle, the true American original.
Hey, Karen, you need me for that 1 o'clock?
Yes, Cheese, please. Karen, did you get the quarterlies done? Yep, they're filed in the cabinet.
Karen, can you describe the initiatives to the new hire? Thanks.
Oh, sure. Full-bodied, some floral notes, maybe a hint of dark chocolate.
Am I in the right department?
Got wine on the mind? Come unwind at Virgola. Italian wine, oysters, caviar, cheeses, and more. Perfect after work or a romantic date night. Virgola Italian Wine Bar, 608 Georgia Avenue.
Chattanooga Paint and Decorating would like to remind you it's so hot out there. And guess what? Your deck is taking a beating. It's probably starting to show wear. If you're hosting friends for the 4th, get your deck entertainment ready with a fresh coat of stain and protect it from heat, sun, and rain with a quality sealant. If you want to get to work, Chattanooga Paint and Decorating want to help you. For exterior paint, stains, sealants, and supplies, stop by Chattanooga Paint and Decorating today on Hicks and Pike across from Valvoline or online at ChattanoogaPaint.com.
Nuga Radio. Are you brain dead? Still voting for pathetic liberals? Take 3 hours of Sean Hannity from 3 to 6.
Nuga Radio.
Then call us in the morning between 9 and 11.
92.7.
Nuga Radio. It's the moment you've been waiting for. Sam Jordan's Nuga Radio 92.7 Sports now.
Over here to my left. No, he's not unseated.
I don't know. I pick your pocket when you're not looking.
My good friend Keon Rose, host of the Clutch, and tonight the Clutch won't be on, as it normally isn't on a Thursday night, because we've got some bean sprout, I guess you could say, that comes in and joins you and gives opinion on millennial type things. Russell Stroud.
It's me and my guy Russ. We talk about whatever happened last week, basically,
Right.
from a millennial perspective.
And I'm not a millennial. I'm like way out of the perspective of being a millennial, because I'm just after the baby boomers and just barely getting into the Gen X crowd. And it's like, I still haven't figured out what a Gen Xer is supposed to do.
I don't know. I'm sure there's books on it. Every new generation that's born, they write some book on why that generation's terrible and what's wrong with them. And then they just wait for the next generation to pop up and then they write more books.
Now, has the millennials got books out there?
Oh, tons.
Okay.
Absolutely. Tons
All right.
and tons. I mean, I've seen books on, how to work in a workplace with a millennial. And it's so weird to me because it's just like, we're not mutants. If you talk to us like you talk to anybody else, you can work with us. It's fine.
Well, I can work with this cat here. I mean, Keon is probably one of the best. I see Keon when I was his age. We won't disclose what your age is, but we'll just say mid-20s.
20 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I mean, I can see this gentleman here making it big time, even on the national network scene. That's how good I think Keon Rose is. One day we will be seeing you either on ESPN or Fox or some other sports network, or we'll be listening to you on one of those networks. And it's like, hey, I remember working with Keon Rose or listening to him in Chattanooga.
If I could be so lucky, I'd love that.
Luck is not in the scope. You are going to succeed at that. And I tell you what, Monday through Wednesday with the Clutch, I mean, we kind of divvy up things. I mean, I get the local and the regional scene. You kind of get regional and the major college scene and the pros. And so we got all the gamuts covered.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And I think that's
nice
what
up.
makes us unique. I'm not trying to pat ourselves on the back, but I think, we've got a wide array of topics to talk about. We try to get guests in here when we can. It's a little difficult with sometimes on the stuff that you talk about, but it'll come.
But we had Dale Murphy on one day,
Yes.
so that's still the pinnacle of
that's okay
of interviewing for me so far.
Yeah.
But, no, 2-time MVP, I'll take it.
Hey, yeah. And it was like, I want him around. I mean, I was out of state somewhere doing something, and it was like, all of a sudden I'm seeing on Facebook, Dale Murphy and Keon Rose is like, what? Is this the same Dale Murphy? And it was. But now Keon here is going to be leading our football coverage with the play-by-play of the game of the week. You and Nick LaFew, you two, I think it's going to be more entertaining than descriptive.
That's what we're going to try and do. I don't see any reason why giving you high school football has to be anything less than fun and a great time. And that's what we're going to try and do. That's what me and Nick are just generally about.
Right.
And he's a guy that's legitimately, I could say, a friend. We spend time, outside of here. So yeah, no, I look forward to doing football this fall.
I feel left out.
It's going to be great. Well, we always have the Gridiron Gang show.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, you two are more closer to age.
We're the same age, actually.
Oh, okay. And I'm like a generation and a half later. I try to stay young and relevant as much as possible. When
it's young is what you feel inside.
Oh, well, I don't know. Some days around here, it's like, man, I feel like I'm 100 years old. But working with Russell and Mike and David and stuff. But hey, it is what it is. But CFC, let's switch gears here.
Let's do it.
They are in playoff mode. They may be getting ready to kick off here momentarily.
The last I heard was they're supposed to kick off in 5 minutes. So 7:45 kickoff.
And that was due to a traffic delay?
A traffic delay, yes.
Okay. I know when I was trying to come back from Signal Mountain, I knew not to come back on 24.
Mm-hmm.
So I came through downtown. And I thought I would cut across and go through the tunnel. And I get to the tunnel over here at East Ridge. And it's like there's a big rollback blocking when you're coming out of that roundabout. It's like, can't go through. Look down through, saw a wreck in the tunnel. So I had to turn around and go back. And I, being fairly new to the area, I went on streets I never never been on.
I have a horrible sense of direction. So I'm always going on some street that I've never been on. I mean, that's just what it is.
But I found a way to get around the tunnel area and come back down toward Micromedia, which is that first intersection after you come through the tunnel.
Right.
And make my left, stop and get some chicken, and come back to the office. Got to have my chicken.
You and your chicken, man.
I know.
I never thought I'd meet someone who liked chicken more than me, but man, I swear you eat more chicken than I do.
Wings, it doesn't matter. I mean, Bojangles, Popeyes, KFC, doesn't matter. Church's chicken, I think, is the best. That's just my opinion.
I'm a Popeyes guy.
Okay.
I like the tenders.
Yeah. Popeyes
Spicy,
is better
usually.
than Bojangles, but Bojangles was on the way back.
Yeah, if Bojangles is nearby, you just kind of have to do it.
Yeah. I haven't had it in a while since we moved over here from Hickson because Bojangles was right across the street.
Right across the street. I have one that's not even like a minute from my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
if I don't hit Bojangles or Popeyes, then it's usually Wendy's for chili.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that you have like a checklist of like, okay, well, I can't do this. So I guess
right.
Like a checklist of fast food that you go down.
Mickey D's is at the very bottom of my list. BK, not so bad.
I'm not a BK guy.
I'm not really either because when they changed their fries, I think BK used to have the best fries out there. And it's like when they changed a number of years ago, it's like, it's not the same. And it's like there really isn't anybody out there that's got good fries.
Not really.
No.
You have to go there at the right time.
Yeah.
But Sonic's fries are all right.
Yeah, Sonic's all right. I love that there's Sonics around. They're not up in the Northeast where I used to.
What? Oh man, I could never live in the Northeast. Mozzarella sticks. That is my jam.
I grew up around Sonics over in Arkansas and Whataburger. I forgot to ask you guys.
Oh man.
You guys went to Birmingham.
We went to Birmingham.
Did you get to Whataburger?
We did get to Whataburger twice.
Wow.
We had some Whataburger going in, and then after the game, we
had more
got some more Whataburger.
I never got to talk to you guys about that.
Yeah, you were gone the next week.
Yeah.
We wanted to tell you.
Yeah. And when I went over home to visit my siblings over in Arkansas here 2 weeks ago, there's no more Whataburger. I never found one. I thought there used to be one in my hometown, and it's like my hometown's exploded like it has. It's about like Chattanooga.
But you guys in the Northeast have Wawa, though, right?
Oh, we have our Wawa convenience stores.
All right.
They're convenience stores. But I tell you what, when I went up to Connecticut this last weekend, saw all kinds of Wawas. You think I got to stop? No, the boss would not let me stop at Wawa.
No.
She told me, she said, no. You and Nick are not going to get on this Wawa kick again.
Oh,
it's
boy.
Like, yeah, all right.
Well,
boss won on that one. She was driving. That's why.
That's why.
Yeah.
She's the bus driver.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got some CFC stuff.
Okay.
For you. The game should be underway in a couple of minutes. They're going with one of their most effective starting lineups.
Okay.
They've got Bouquet, Valenciano in their midfield, and Oliveira and João Costa will be their forwards. I mean, those guys are goal scorers. Felipe Oliveira might be one of the fastest people I have ever seen on a soccer field. It's unbelievable. When that guy gets the ball by himself, he's a one-man fast break. And so CFC trying to make a deep playoff run, 6 games gets you to a title.
Now they're going up against the Georgia Revolution, I believe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do we know about them? Are they a thorn in the side of the CFC?
I wouldn't say they're a thorn in the side, but they are in the division.
Yeah.
So the two teams know each other. There's just a lot of history there. They're very familiar, and it's just one of those things. You watch the NFL inside of your division. If you're an NFC East fan, the other teams in there, you just know them. You play them so much, so the rivalry is there. And I think Georgia would love nothing more than to ruin CFC's run here, because CFC has dominated this division for so long.
Right.
So
last 7 years, I believe.
7-time champs. Yeah.
Now, Georgia Revolution shouldn't be considered chopped liver. So, I mean, this is going to give the fans a really good rush of football that they're looking for. But the women's team, I know you get to see them a lot more because
they'll be playing their game on Sunday.
Yeah. And is that at Finley?
That is at Finley, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. The women's team's only lost 2 games?
1.
3? Or 1.
They lost 1.
Okay.
Yeah. They've had a heck of a season. I mean, one of their players even got promoted to the pros mid-season. It is an incredible year to watch that team. The way that they pass the ball, the way that they move the ball and work together, I can't say enough about them. And then, of course, the fact that it doesn't even seem to matter who they have in goal.
Mm-hmm.
They have 4 quality goalies in goal.
That's unusual.
Yeah, I mean, Cosette Morchet is their starter, but last weekend they played a friendly, and so they started Danielle Krasiniak, didn't miss a beat. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Why don't we hear more about the women's team?
I just think it's the same thing that we have with all women's sports, is that we don't necessarily put the sense of urgency into watching it, which I think is a shame, because the quality of the games are high. It's even when we're doing the YouTube live stream for the women's games, you don't have as many viewers watching as for the men's games, and not as many people turn out for the women's games. And I think they should.
Mm-hmm.
There's, first off, you can sit anywhere you want with the men's games. It's kind of
select.
First come, first serve, and it's a packed house. The women's games, you have a whole lot more room, but then also what's being played on the field, beautiful passing, beautiful teamwork, and incredible defense. One of my favorite players on the team is Lizzie Shaughnessy, and she, as far as defense goes, if something ends up on her side, you don't even score from the side of the field she's on. I mean, it is incredible when you look at it.
Do you think that will ever change? I mean, the more that they continue to be successful?
Yes, because I think that Chattanooga embraces winning, and I think Chattanooga also embraces things that are local and that are from here. And they had a rocky start to the franchise, basically.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first real winning season, and for them to be doing this well, I mean, they just have to keep this up. I honestly think that they just haven't been around as long as the men have. That's part of it too. They've been around half as long.
Okay.
The men are having coming up on their 10th season.
Right.
This is the 5th season for the women. So it's just getting people used to coming out to those games. But Saturday night, there's a lot of things competing for your interest. Sunday night, I feel like you really should just be down at Finley watching the women play.
There you go. You can always take your earbuds along, listen to Nooga Radio, listen to the race if you're into it. If you're not, go down and support local sports teams like the Chattanooga Football Club, men's or women's.
Men's
team.
or women's. They're both really good. They're both at the top of the division, pretty dominantly. I think the men had a harder go of it because the rest of that division is catching up to them. I mean, they were so far ahead of everyone for so many years. This year, you had some games that it looked like, well, I don't know, but at the end they came out on top. And with the women, it was never a doubt. I mean, they were so good from game one.
Right.
I thought they might go undefeated, and they dropped one game to Memphis Lobos that they ended up avenging at the end of the season. So, yeah, I mean, just high quality soccer. I think the longer the women are around, the more awareness we're going to get for them, and people will come out and see what they're missing.
Now, we'll switch gears on you here for a moment, and maybe you can see if there is an update, with the CFC match. But Saturday night, you're going to be busy. You'll be wearing your tux and out on the mound at AT&T Field, throwing out the first pitch.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I've never done anything like that.
Is your tux ready to go?
Oh, I'm definitely not doing that in a tux. But
oh, come on.
Oh yeah, well. I only own like maybe 3 suits.
Okay.
And none of them are going to be.
Well, you can wear your staff shirt
on a baseball. Yeah, I'm going to wear the staff shirt, and I'm excited about that. I'm actually going to practice tomorrow. Throw some pitches. I'm not going to be out there trying to throw heat necessarily, but what I want is for it to go in a straight line to the mound, and I don't want to replace anybody on the Mount Rushmore of bad pitches, which includes 50 Cent, Carly Rae Jepsen, Mariah Carey, and John Wall as the 4 worst pitches I've ever seen. Yeah. I mean, they were terrible, but part of it is, the mound messes people up. They're just not prepared for it.
Yeah. And because you're up in a little bit of elevation.
Yeah.
Not
and then you kind of step down. as you
Right.
step forward. So that's what messed up John Wall, because he was going to throw it and then it just went straight down into the dirt. I don't know what happened with 50 Cent. The catcher was straight in front of him and it went right. His throw just went who knows where,
Right.
you know? So my goal is to try and not do that. We're going to have somebody Facebook live streaming the pitch. So I'm not trying to be internet famous for not being able to throw a baseball correctly.
I've only ever done that once, and that was last year with the Williamsport Crosscutters in the New York Penn League. And
How'd you do?
one day I got it to the catcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Right.
No one's going to remember.
It went right into the glove. There was no bounce in the dirt and back up into the glove.
I will not be bouncing anything.
No. Just bouncing your way out of there as soon as it's done.
Nope. Because then I can't stick around for the game.
Right.
The shame would be too great.
But I'm going to miss out on it because I'll be up in Buffalo with a wedding. And, so it's like the next best person to have, Keon Rose. That way, when you come out and the public address announcer announces now with the first pitch, here's Nooga Radio's Keon Rose. And it's like, and then everybody's going to be standing and clapping. And it's like, yeah, Keon.
And then that pitch is going to go straight from my hand to the glove. Because I will make sure of that.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
No pressure at all.
Yeah.
No.
But, so
see, this is what I get, though, for putting all that pressure on you with the bike.
I'm not even hardly touching the surface on that one. And I showed all you guys up. I didn't have any rash or anything.
Didn't need training wheels?
No,
Nothing.
I didn't.
Nothing.
Or the basket. I could have used the basket.
The basket might have been helpful.
Yeah, especially with everything I was having to carry and my notes and stuff. But I can't wait to when we get to do another triathlon or another event like that, because that was fun. My jaw was hurting, though. I will be honest with you, because after I got back to the canopy and everything, the one that we had left, I ended up doing all the PA announcing. And it was like when 2:00 came, it was like my jaw was hurting, but I knew I needed to eat. So we went to Wahoo and got us a bite to eat and went home and we went to bed.
Right. I imagine.
I mean, it was like Saturday was a day that I'll never, ever forget. Never experienced anything like that where, the monsoon that came through.
Right.
Canopy
I heard all about it.
Canopy only used for the first time ever, and it goes up in smoke. Not literally in smoke, but it got doubled over.
Yeah.
And seeing the boss man trying to hold on to it to keep it from him and the canopy from going down toward the river. That was the funny part. And then seeing Jen trying to help me hold on to the canopy that did survive, the blue one. The white one just got trashed, and we took it down with all the other things. And then seeing the big 4 big tops go down as one, we're going to have them all back up in an hour. It's like, not ours. So,
right.
And it was like, we just called it a day and went home and got back there at 5:00 in the morning. But, but it's fun. I mean, to participate in events like that. And we've got a big event coming up on New Year's Eve with the Karen Lawrence Run with Ronald McDonald House Charities that we're going to be a part of. And we'll have more details about that in the very near future. But a lot of great things to do here in the Chattanooga area. Pardon me.
One last thing, by the way.
Yes.
Games to keep an eye out on, and you can go to the NPSL website to find out this, but keep an eye out for Asheville City SC and Atlanta Silverbacks. Those are going to be one of those two teams. If CFC wins tonight, they will be playing them on Saturday night.
And if you had to pick, I would say the Silverbacks would be the team you'd want to face.
Yeah, I would. Well, the team you'd want to face.
Yeah.
I think that they've had better outings against Asheville. But
wow.
But Atlanta's tough. Yeah. Atlanta's real tough.
Okay. Because I know we beat them by 1 goal, I think it was, to secure that. All right, coming up here, 2 millennials talking after the news and all the other updates. I will talk to you again tomorrow with sports updates throughout the day. And until next time, have a wonderful evening. CBS World National News coming up next. Thanks for listening to The Locker Room Show with Sam Jordan.
Traffic, news, and information. Nooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio.